Hi everybody. Welcome back to the ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive deep into the dramatic twists and turns awaiting us in the upcoming episode airing on Thursday, June 19th. Prepare yourself for a roller coaster of emotions as long-buried secrets surface, relationships are tested to their breaking point, and life-altering decisions hang in the balance in the bustling town of Port Charles. From fiery confrontations to tender proposals, this episode promises to keep fans glued to their screens with unexpected developments and heart-wrenching dilemmas. Let's explore the intricate web of storylines, delving into the motivations, fears, and hopes of our beloved characters as they navigate love, betrayal, and the shadows of their past. Michael Corinthos faces off with Sasha over Daisy's future. In the heart of Port Charles, tensions are reaching a boiling point between Michael Corinthos and Sasha Gilmore Corbin. Fresh from a harrowing hospital stay, Sasha finds herself at odds with Michael over their daughter Daisy Gilmore Corinthos' future. Michael, ever the protective and determined father figure, is eager to solidify his role in Daisy's life, pushing for a deeper bond and a more defined presence as her dad. However, Sasha harbors lingering doubts, haunted by the chaos and danger that seem to follow the Corinthos family like a dark cloud. Their conversation takes a heated turn as Michael, with frustration etched on his face, questions whether Sasha intends to sever his connection to Daisy entirely. "Are you trying to erase me from her world completely?" he demands, his voice laced with both anger and desperation in the preview clip. Sasha, torn between her maternal instincts and the undeniable pull of their shared history, struggles to find common ground. Will this raw, emotional exchange pave the way for a compromise, or will it deepen the rift between them? As they unpack years of trust issues and unspoken resentments, fans are left wondering if Daisy's well-being can truly be prioritized amidst such personal turmoil. Drew Kane's bold proposal shakes Willow Tate's world. Elsewhere, a romantic yet calculating move unfolds as Drew Kane drops to one knee with a life-changing question for Willow Tate. In a desperate bid to secure custody of her children, Drew proposes marriage, painting it as a strategic alliance that could tip the scales in their favor against Michael. His argument is clear and compelling. A united front through matrimony might just be the key to proving stability and winning back Willow's family. However, Willow's heart is a battlefield of conflicting emotions. While she yearns for her children with every fiber of her being, the idea of marrying under such calculated circumstances stirs unease within her. Drew, sensing her hesitation, gently urges her to see the bigger picture, emphasizing that this union could be their strongest weapon. As Willow weighs the gravity of saying yes, viewers can feel the weight of her internal struggle. Is this proposal a genuine gesture of commitment, or merely a chess move in a larger game of power and control? The tender yet tense moment is set to reveal much about Willow's priorities and Drew's true intentions as they stand at this pivotal crossroads. Curtis Ashford's marriage hangs by a thread. Meanwhile, Curtis Ashford's personal life spirals into uncertainty as cracks in his marriage to Portia Robinson widen into chasms. In a vulnerable confession to Jordan Ashford, Curtis lays bare his fears that it might already be too late to salvage what he once held dear. His recent rejection of Portia's attempts at reconciliation weighs heavily on him, and as he opens up to Jordan, old wounds and unresolved feelings bubble to the surface. Jordan, ever the pillar of support, listens intently, but her own past with Curtis adds a layer of complexity to their conversation. Could this moment of honesty spark a rekindling of something more between them, or will it simply underscore the irreversible damage in Curtis's current relationship? At the same time, Portia shares her side of the story with Trina Robinson, hinting at external pressures that may involve Drew's manipulative tactics and blackmail schemes. Trina, fiercely protective of her mother, unleashes her fury in the preview, declaring, "I despise that man with everything in me." This family dynamic, fraught with pain and secrets, promises to unravel further as each member grapples with their next move in a game of loyalty and betrayal. Cody Bell and Ava Jerome stir up intrigue. On a lighter yet equally captivating note, Cody Bell finds himself drawn into a playful yet dangerous dance with Ava Jerome. Their interactions, laced with flirtatious banter, hint at a budding connection that could spell trouble for both. Ava, with her signature charm and enigmatic allure, teases Cody with a cryptic remark, "A lady never reveals her secrets," leaving Hyman the audience curious about her true intentions. Is Ava merely enjoying a harmless game of cat and mouse, or does she have a hidden agenda up her sleeve? Cody, still navigating his place in Port Charles, seems intrigued yet wary, aware of Ava's reputation for weaving intricate webs. Their chemistry crackles with potential, but in a town where trust is a rare commodity, this newfound rapport could lead to unexpected alliances or devastating betrayals. Fans will be on the edge of their seats watching to see if this flirtation blossoms into something deeper or combusts into chaos. Isaiah Gannon steps up as Elizabeth Baldwin's protector. In another corner of Port Charles, Isaiah Gannon emerges as a steadfast guardian for Elizabeth Baldwin in the wake of Lucky Spencer's departure. Feeling a profound sense of duty, Isaiah makes it abundantly clear to Rick Lansing that he will not tolerate any harm coming to Liz. With a steely gaze, he warns Rick in the preview clip, "If you cross her, you'll have to deal with me." This protective stance underscores Isaiah's deep friendship with Elizabeth. But it also raises questions about whether there's more beneath the surface of his concern. Elizabeth herself is at the center of a surprising revelation during Wednesday's episode, possibly tied to her knowledge of Christina Corinthos Davis's shocking actions. As whispers of Christina tampering with the wrong car's brakes circulate, Elizabeth might find herself in a moral quandary. Does she expose the truth or shield a friend from devastating consequences? Her encounter with Christina, where the latter nervously asks if she'll be turned in, promises to be a charged moment of truth and tension. How Elizabeth navigates this delicate situation could redefine her relationships and her standing in the community. Kai Taylor's recovery takes a turn. Adding to the whirlwind of drama, Kai Taylor waits critical news from his surgeon about his ongoing recovery. The stakes are high as speculation swirls about potential complications that could derail his progress. Kai, who has fought tooth and nail to reclaim his health and place in Port Charles, faces an uncertain future with bated breath. Could this update herald a setback that tests his resilience, or will it bring a much-needed glimmer of hope? The emotional weight of his journey resonates with fans who have followed his struggles and triumphs with unwavering support. As Kai braces for this pivotal moment, his storyline serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the strength it takes to face each new challenge head-on. Next, we will uncover the brewing storm surrounding Willow Tate's potential wedding disaster in the ever-tumultuous world of Port Charles. As whispers of romance and betrayal swirl through the corridors of General Hospital, fans brace themselves for a ceremony that might unravel into chaos before the vows are even spoken. Drew Kane's sudden determination to tie the knot with Willow, paired with hidden secrets and mounting tensions, sets the stage for a dramatic showdown. From family objections to shocking revelations, this upcoming storyline promises to deliver heartbreak, scandal, and unexpected twists. Join us as we delve into the intricate layers of love, deception, and revenge that threaten to turn Willow's big day into a catastrophic event, leaving no heart unscathed in its wake. Drew Kane's proposal, a strategic move or true love? In the wake of a heated confrontation with Jason Morgan on June 16th, Drew Kane emerges with a renewed resolve to stand by Willow Tate's side. His clash with Jason, charged with unspoken resentments and fierce protectiveness, left Drew more determined than ever to anchor himself as Willow's rock. He's ready to battle Michael Corinthos tooth and nail for custody of her children, believing that a united front is their best weapon. Intriguingly, Martin Gray drops a cryptic hint about a daring stratagem so risky that even Martin, with his string of failed marriages, wouldn't dare attempt it again. Given Martin's history, it's no leap to assume he's alluding to the sanctity of matrimony as a tactical play. This aligns perfectly with the weekly preview video, where Drew is seen pressing Willow with a marriage proposal that feels as much like a calculated maneuver as it does a romantic gesture. As Drew kneels before her with a ring and a plea, Willow stands at a crossroads, her heart torn between desperation to reunite with her children and the weight of such a monumental decision. Will she see this union as a lifeline to her family, or will the pressure expose cracks in her already fragile emotional state? The stakes couldn't be higher as Drew pushes for a swift commitment, leaving fans to ponder whether his intentions are born of genuine affection or a deeper agenda. Willow's big announcement stirs the pot. As the dust settles on Drew's proposal, Willow makes a bold move that sends ripples through Port Charles. She announces her engagement to Drew, signaling her intent to fast-track wedding plans. The news, delivered with a mix of hope and uncertainty, reverberates among her loved ones, igniting a firestorm of reactions. Willow, yearning for stability and a path back to her children, seems to believe that this union could be her saving grace, a public declaration of unity that might sway opinions in her favor. Yet, beneath her brave facade lies a woman grappling with immense personal turmoil, her mental health stretched thin by recent upheavals. Her decision to rush into marriage raises eyebrows, especially among those closest to her, who question whether she's in any state to make such a life-altering choice. The haste of this engagement adds a layer of suspense. Will the wedding come to fruition, or will unseen forces intervene before the couple reaches the altar? As invitations are hastily prepared and whispers of doubt circulate, Willow's announcement becomes the spark that could ignite an unstoppable blaze of drama. Nina Reeves' disapproval, a mother's fury. No one feels the sting of Willow's engagement more acutely than her mother, Nina Reeves. When Willow turns to Nina for support, hoping for maternal warmth on her journey to the altar, she instead encounters a wall of disapproval. Nina, already skeptical of Drew under normal circumstances, is horrified by the timing of this marriage, given Willow's vulnerable state of mind. She sees her daughter teetering on the edge, burdened by emotional scars and poor judgment, and believes that Drew is exploiting this fragility for his own ends. How could he pressure her into this now, of all times? Nina fumes privately, her protective instincts kicking into overdrive. Beyond mere concern, Nina's objections carry a darker undercurrent, secrets that could shatter everything if revealed. As a mother torn between shielding Willow and confronting her own past mistakes, Nina wrestles with how far she's willing to go to stop this wedding. Could she take the drastic step of objecting during the ceremony, risking her fragile bond with Willow for the sake of truth? Her internal conflict promises to be a poignant thread, weaving heartache and tension into the fabric of this unfolding drama. The secret that could destroy everything. Lurking beneath the surface of Drew and Willow's impending nuptials is a bombshell that threatens to detonate at the worst possible moment. Nina harbors a devastating secret, her past intimate encounters with Drew, which occurred even as Willow was falling for him. This betrayal, if exposed, would not only shatter Willow's trust but also cast a shadow over the very foundation of her relationship with Drew. The irony is gut-wrenching. Willow sacrificed so much, including her family, for a man who was entangled with her own mother in secret. As the wedding day approaches, the question looms, will Nina summon the courage to confess, baring her soul to save her daughter from a doomed marriage? Or will the truth emerge through another source, turning a day of celebration into one of utter devastation? The potential for this revelation adds a ticking clock urgency to every interaction, as viewers wait to see if honesty or betrayal will win out in the 11th hour. Each whispered conversation and knowing glance between Nina and Drew feels like a step closer to an inevitable explosion. Potential saboteurs. Who will spill the truth? If Nina holds her tongue, others in Port Charles are poised to wield the truth as a weapon. Tracy Quartermain, ever the cunning strategist, emerges as a prime candidate to expose Drew's secrets. With unresolved tensions over a past frame-up involving drugs, Tracy's patience with Drew wears thin. If negotiations fail, she might orchestrate a vengeful strike, choosing the wedding day as the perfect stage to humiliate Drew and dismantle his carefully laid plans. Her sharp tongue and penchant for drama could turn the ceremony into a public spectacle, leaving Willow reeling in the aftermath. Alternatively, Sasha Gilmore Corbin, with her own history of tangled ties to Nina, might step in as an unexpected savior. Motivated by a desire to protect Willow from sinking deeper into Drew's manipulative web, Sasha could reveal the affair, ironically mirroring Nina's past exposure of Sasha's baby paternity. This twist would be a poetic reckoning, highlighting the cyclical nature of secrets and retribution in Port Charles. Whether it's Tracy, Sasha, or an unforeseen player, the possibility of a wedding day shocker keeps fans on edge, anticipating a revelation that could redefine relationships for years to come. A wedding day curveball looms large. As the day of Drew and Willow's wedding draws near, the air in Port Charles crackles with the promise of chaos. Every detail from the hurried planning to the strained smiles of attendees at a ceremony destined for disaster. Will the couple make it to I do, or will a curveball of epic proportions halt their union in its tracks? The potential for shocking news to surface, whether through a calculated act of revenge or a desperate plea for truth, looms over the event like a dark cloud. Willow, already fragile, faces the risk of a public unraveling if the secrets of Drew and Nina's past come to light amidst the sacred vows. For Drew, The wedding represents both a gambit for control and a chance at redemption, but the ghosts of his actions threaten to undermine everything. This impending event isn't just a marriage, it's a battleground where alliances will shift, loyalties will be tested, and hearts will inevitably break. Fans are left to speculate on the fallout, knowing that whatever happens, Willow will bear the brunt of the emotional wreckage. Next, we will explore the high-stakes drama unfolding in Port Charles as Curtis Ashford embarks on a dangerous scheme that could cost him everything. In a tangled web of deceit, betrayal, and corporate power plays, Curtis's desperate plan to protect himself spirals into chaos, dragging others into his orbit of risk. Meanwhile, Drew Cain seizes a golden opportunity to reclaim what he believes is rightfully his, turning the tables with ruthless precision. From shady deals in the Australian outback to boardroom battles at Aurora Media, this storyline is brimming with tension, unexpected alliances, and life-altering consequences. Join us as we dive into the intricate details of Curtis's gambit, Drew's cunning counterattack, and the potential new beginnings that could rise from the ashes of shattered ambitions in this gripping tale of power and redemption. Curtis Ashford's dangerous gambit with Felicia Scorpio. In a bold and risky move, Curtis Ashford turns to the seasoned private investigator Felicia Scorpio for a mission that could make or break his future. Determined to clear his name in a scandal involving Drew Cain and accusations of drugging with ketamine, Curtis hires Felicia to track down a key witness named Jacinda, hoping to manipulate the narrative in his favor. His plan is audacious: pay Jacinda to fabricate a story that Drew willingly took the drug, erasing any suspicion of foul play on Curtis's part. This scheme, however, teeters on the edge of disaster, as exposure could not only demolish Curtis's reputation but also land him behind bars for tampering with evidence. Felicia, with her sharp instincts and knack for uncovering the hidden, ventures into the rugged terrain of the Australian outback, finally locating Jacinda in a remote hideout. After relaying the news to Curtis, he wastes no time in reaching out to Jacinda with a lucrative offer. Jacinda, struggling financially and living off scant resources in the wilderness, sees this as a lifeline and agrees to play her part in Curtis's deception. Yet, as the deal is struck under the vast outback sky, a sense of foreboding lingers. Can Curtis truly trust Jacinda to keep silent? Or has he just handed a loaded weapon to someone who might turn it against him? Drew Cain's suspicion and ruthless counterstrike. Unbeknownst to Curtis, his carefully laid plans are already under scrutiny. Drew Cain, ever vigilant and fueled by a desire to protect his own interests, has been tipped off by Kai Taylor, who overheard Curtis's illicit plotting. Armed with this damning information, Drew doesn't hesitate to turn the situation to his advantage, plotting a blackmail scheme of his own. When Jacinda returns to Port Charles, she publicly declares that Drew took the ketamine of his own accord, absolving Curtis of any wrongdoing, at least on the surface. But Drew, with a piercing gaze and a mind for strategy, confronts Jacinda privately, warning her that the truth has a way of clawing its way to the light. "You'll regret this," he growls, his tone laced with menace. Unwilling to let Curtis escape unscathed, Drew ups the ante by offering Jacinda a larger sum to flip her story once more. She confesses that Curtis paid her to lie, providing Drew with irrefutable proof of the bribery. With the evidence in hand, Drew ensures Jacinda's permanent exit from Port Charles, instructing her to vanish completely from the grid, never to return. This calculated move leaves Drew holding all the cards, ready to deliver a crushing blow to Curtis when the moment is right. Aurora Media, Drew's ultimate power play. With proof of Curtis's deception securely in his possession, Drew Cain sees a golden opportunity to reclaim control of Aurora Media, the corporate empire he once helmed. In a chilling confrontation, Drew lays out his terms to Curtis with cold precision. If Curtis wants to avoid jail time and public disgrace, he must orchestrate a way for Drew to regain dominance over Aurora, wresting it from Michael Curtis's grasp. Curtis, backed into a corner with his freedom hanging by a thread, has no choice but to comply. Despite the bitter taste of defeat, Drew's demands are clear. Curtis must manipulate the share structure to position Drew as the primary shareholder, convincing Michael to relinquish control of his own shares under a guise of trust. To do this, Curtis might leverage his recent hard work at Aurora, playing on Michael's current step back from active management to request additional shares as a reward. If Michael agrees, Curtis would then sign those shares over to Drew, effectively handing him the keys to the kingdom. The plan is fraught with peril, as any misstep could expose Curtis's duplicity to Michael, deepening his fall. Drew's smirk as he lays out this ultimatum speaks volume. He relishes the chance to rebuild his legacy, no matter who he must trample to get there. Curtis's downfall and forced resignation. As the intricate scheme unfolds, Curtis finds himself walking a tightrope, balancing deception with desperation. Should Michael agree to transfer the shares, Curtis would have no choice but to sign them over to Drew, sealing his own fate at Aurora Media. Once Drew secures the majority stake, he wastes no time in reinstating himself as CEO, striding into the boardroom with a victor's confidence. In a final, humiliating blow, Drew forces Curtis to resign from his position, stripping him of his title and leaving him without a career to anchor his future. "It's over, Curtis. Aurora is mine again," Drew declares, his words cutting like a blade. Curtis, now jobless and grappling with the wreckage of his choices, stands at a crossroads, pondering how to rebuild from the ruins. The weight of his decisions presses down on him as a man of influence. He's now a cautionary tale of ambition gone awry. The corporate battlefield of Port Charles has claimed yet another casualty, and as Curtis exits the gleaming offices of Aurora for the last time, he can't help but wonder if there's any path left to redemption. A new beginning. Curtis and Felicia's potential partnership. Amidst the fallout, a glimmer of hope emerges for Curtis through a conversation with Jordan Ashford, who knows him better than most. Sensing his need for purpose, Jordan suggests he return to his roots as a private detective, a career where his skills of deduction and grit once thrived. After some soul-searching under the dim lights of his favorite Port Charles haunt, Curtis acknowledges that this may be his only viable option to reclaim a sense of identity. Inspired by the idea, he reaches out to Felicia Scorpio, the very investigator who aided him in his ill-fated plan with Jacinda. Felicia, who has spent recent years as a patient advocate at General Hospital, feels a spark of excitement at the prospect of returning to the field she loves. Together, they agree to launch a private investigation agency, pooling their expertise to tackle the mysteries and intrigues of Port Charles. Their shared history and complementary skills promise to make them a formidable team, ready to uncover truths others dare not face. Curtis envisions their agency as a beacon for those seeking answers, a chance to turn his missteps into a force for good. Building a dream team with Damian Spinelli. As Curtis and Felicia lay the groundwork for their new venture, they brainstorm ways to strengthen their fledgling agency. A stroke of inspiration leads them to consider recruiting Damian Spinelli, the tech-savvy sleuth whose hacking prowess and knack for decoding secrets could elevate their operations to new heights. Spinelli, with his quirky charm and unparalleled digital skills, would be an invaluable asset, capable of unearthing digital trails and hidden correspondences that elude traditional methods. Curtis and Felicia imagine late-night strategy sessions in a cozy office tucked away on a quiet Port Charles street, with Spinelli's screens aglow as they piece together the town's darkest puzzles. Offering Spinelli a role could also mend past tensions, forging a trio bound by mutual respect and a shared passion for justice. This potential partnership ignites a flicker of excitement in Curtis, a chance to redefine his legacy not through corporate conquests, but through grit, teamwork, and the pursuit of truth. Could this agency become a cornerstone of Port Charles, a sanctuary for the wronged and a thorn in the side of the deceitful? Conclusion: a tale of risk and reinvention. As the drama surrounding Curtis Ashford and Drew Kane reaches a fever pitch on General Hospital, the stakes in Port Charles have never been higher. Curtis's perilous scheme to manipulate the truth via Jacinda unravels spectacularly, leaving him at Drew's mercy as the latter seizes control of Aurora Media with calculated ruthlessness. From the Outback's dusty trails to the sleek boardrooms of corporate power, this storyline weaves a narrative of betrayal, blackmail, and bitter defeat. Yet, amidst the ashes of Curtis's downfall, a new path emerges with Felicia Scorpio and potentially Damian Spinelli, promising a future where investigation and integrity might just balance the scales. Will Drew's triumph over Aurora stand unchallenged, or will new secrets surface to threaten his reign? Can Curtis reclaim his purpose through a detective agency that serves as a lifeline for Port Charles's lost and betrayed? Tune into ABC to witness every shocking twist and heartfelt turn, and stay with us at the ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel for the latest updates, insights, and speculation on this captivating saga of downfall and redemption.